Don't forget to like, subscribe, and punch that bell for notifications.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Foxwoods Resort Casino in Mashantucket, Connecticut for Showbox, the new generation. Tonight's action is brought to you by DiBella Entertainment in association with Navigators Baseball and Showtime. Tonight's action is sanctioned by the Mashantucket Pequot Athletic Commission, Chairman Joey Carter and Commissioner Peter Timothy. Introducing to you our three judges scoring at ringside: Judge Steve Epstein, Judge Glenn Feldman, and Judge Steve Weisfeld. And our referee for this bout is Johnny Callis. Boxing fan, this bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of action in the junior middleweight division. Presenting first, fighting out of the blue corner. He enters the ring wearing blue trunks with white trim and weighed in at 154 pounds. His record stands at 16 victories, no defeats, 1 no contest, and 12 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome from Greensboro, North Carolina, Kevin K.O. Cagle. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner wears black trunks with gold trim. He weighed in at 156 pounds. He enters the ring with an unblemished record of 17 victories, no defeats, 7 wins by knockout. From Gomel, Belarus, now fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, please welcome Yuri Foreman.
Stay there, guys. Stay there for a moment. Gotta wait for TV.
Go. Go, go, go. Go, guys.
Blue corner, stand here for me. Yuri, stand here for me. Just a little switch. Okay. Yuri, Kevin, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times, obviously, but above all, obey my commands at all times. First command right now is to touch gloves, touch them up. When the bell rings, come out fighting. Good luck to the both of you.
We look at the numbers, you see Cagle with a 3-inch reach advantage. He's longer than Foreman, but if he doesn't prove quicker too, those 3 inches won't come into play.
ABC rules apply and include no 3 knockdown, no standing 8, can't be saved by the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight. Our referee, Johnny Callis, is about to let them go at each other. It's Kevin Cagle and Yuri Foreman. Foreman in the black, and in the blue with the white stripe is Kevin Cagle, who wants to disrupt Yuri Foreman's rhythm.
And Nick, you can see right off the bat, Yuri Foreman bounces on his feet. Forward, back. You see it right there.
Good idea or bad idea, Steve?
Well, I don't love it because you can't always punch if you're bouncing backward. You're not going to have power. But that's his rhythm. That's the way he fights, better or worse. It gives him rhythm, allows him to box well.
Well, now he's trying to read Cagle. Cagle very nice as he rolls under a combination attempt from Foreman. Cagle coming forward, using that jab. They punch together there. Now it's Cagle backing up and restarting. Cagle showing a lot of quickness already, and I think, Steve, his method, he's got to back this guy up.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. You know, the little bit we saw of Cagle, and he's been fighting in the Carolinas, we haven't seen much of him. Very quick, very athletic. Whether he has the boxing skills to match Foreman is another question. The only tape we saw, Nick, you saw the same tape as I did, was Cagle's pro debut. He got knocked down in the first round, got up and knocked the other guy out.
He was so over the top with in terms of just wound too tightly in that fight, so it didn't really show us much. But already in this fight, I like his aggression, Steve. He's trying to take it to Foreman, and once again, I think, just throw him off stride and not let him dictate, control distance, range, the whole bit. Nice leaping left hook by Cagle, and then he protected himself, but Foreman finds an opening down low and connects to the body. There's Cagle with a power drive, a jab, and a nice counter by Foreman. Seemed to rock Cagle, just caught him off balance.
Yeah, I think he was off balance, and as if to show he was off balance, he quickly attacked himself.
Very spirited first round as Foreman sinks a left hook to Kevin Cagle's ribs. And return fire from Cagle with the hook of his own. A great pace to this first round, and Foreman getting off first that time, which stopped Cagle in his tracks. Cagle with the jab just stuffs it home. There's another one. Nice counter left hand from Foreman as he continues to turn Cagle in a direction and into punching range.
That's the thing, Nick, you know, Foreman is very, very quick with his hands and his feet. I think it would benefit anybody who fights him to get inside on him or try to get inside. It's not easy because you see how well he moves away.
Yeah, and I really do like the way he turns. He just cuts those corners real quick, and he's just in a position to punch and get out of the way.
Nick, I don't think this means anything, but Foreman's nose is as red as the sun right now. He could light up the room with his nose. He must have taken a couple of stiff jabs right in the schnoz.
Nice pace to this first round here at Foxwoods. You know, Cagle feels his trump card is his versatility. Foreman says the style that's helped him stay unbeaten is to hit and simply not be hit.
You understand? You got to get closer. When you get in closer, throw a combination. You got to throw a combination. Not one punch at a time, okay? Yeah.
You just heard and saw Don Turner, legendary trainer, Evander Holyfield and others, Steve?
Larry Holmes, yeah, a lot of champs. Aaron Pryor. He is, for a kid from North Carolina, where you know, you're not going to get the best sparring. What a beautiful thing to have Don Turner there. Don now lives most of the time in Carolina, and that helps a prospect like Cagle a lot.
Well, Don said he likes Cagle's body punching. I like his aggression, but he's really getting tagged coming in. Foreman doing a great job of creating the kind of distance he wants and just nailing Cagle as he moves in. There's Cagle behind the jab, committing himself nicely.
You see Cagle, only 50 rounds of boxing. He's been busy since he's turned pro, but he's a lot less experienced than Foreman, both as a pro in terms of rounds and especially as an amateur.
Boy, Cagle likes to swing for the fences with that left hook, Steve.
You know, if he catches Foreman bouncing, doing that bouncing back, he just might be in the range to land that shot.
So Don Turner wants him to create more aggression and don't just follow, walk him down. I think he's doing a pretty good job of trying to close distance, but he's eating a lot of shots coming in.
Yuri Foreman looks very sharp tonight. He looks very, very quick. I mean, that first round, Nick, you said what a fast pace it was. They didn't look like junior middleweights to me. They looked like junior lightweights the way they were moving.
Exactly. In the second round, just clicking on too. Lots of punches, both men landing. There again, they punch us once, but Foreman wisely kept punching and followed up with a left hook and a crackling combination there. And now it's Foreman punching in combination again, trying to discourage Cagle, who continues to try to move forward and cut the corner there and cut off Foreman. But Foreman's using the entire ring beautifully.
He's boxing beautifully. He's first on the trigger, and he's being aggressive. He's working on digging those feet into the canvas so he can get some power, and he's doing it now.
He really looks good. Foreman in the black. And the thing I like, you know, his lip service a lot, Steve, but he said, I'm not taking this guy lightly. I don't care that he's only fought in the Carolinas. And there a sweeping left hook lands. A lot of fighters say that, but it looks like he meant it. He trained well for this. We're only in the second, scheduled for 8. But Foreman fighting at a rapid clip. And Cagle looking amateurish there with his chin in the air, and there Foreman with a solid combination and then following up with jabs and getting on that jab once again.
Well, Cagle's starting to get frustrated, and he's definitely confused. He's a little square now when he comes in, and he's coming in without throwing punches. That ain't going to get it done.
Just trying to follow Foreman around, and as you said, Steve, not coming in behind anything. Started with a lead right and then got cracked with a counter in return. as Foreman continually makes Cagle pay for any mistake. Right hand as Cagle walks into it.
Ah, shit. Yaron, get in here. Come here. You got to cut. Get in.
Cut on the right side.
Got a nasty cut.
No water.
Listen, that's why I want you to move your head. I don't want you going straight in on this guy, okay? Get your head moving from side to side. The cutting's nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about.
I want your hands up high. I want you pumping that jab, moving on him side to side. Now, every now and then, you shotgun the jab like you've been doing.
Yuri Foreman paid a price for his aggressiveness getting cut in round 2, but you know what? Well, you see the heads coming together there. He's punching first, he's punching fast, and most importantly, he's punching in combination. Very fast, and if he was so fast and only threw one punch, it wouldn't mean much, but punching in combo gets it done.
Steve, it's interesting. Joe Greer is in the corner with Tommy Brooks, really trying to calm Foreman down. A lot of guys see their own blood, and they could maybe not panic, but certainly get rattled.
Well, Foreman's been cut before, I know that. I don't know how severe this cut is, time will tell.
Both men getting on the jab, and I'm assuming that that's what Don Turner told Kevin Cagle to do, the thing you alluded to in the second. Don't walk in without firing.
In the first round, he was coming in and throwing shots. Second round, it looked like he was worried about getting beaten to the trigger, and he was slow, and he was indecisive, and he paid for it.
Yeah, Foreman continues to discourage Cagle. Cagle comes in, each punches, and then backs off and tries to restart. He's in the blue, that sweeping, wild left hook, catches nothing but air. Foreman seems to be dialed in beautifully there. There, Cagle with a nice left-hand counter. Little baby left hook from Foreman as he continues to move to the left, now moving right. There's that side-to-side movement that they called for in the corner. Foreman in the black. And in the blue, Kevin Cagle. Coming forward, soaking up that left hand from Foreman.
Love that jab.
It's really a power jab, Steve. Showing me a lot more punching power than I've seen before.
Yeah, he's digging his feet into the ground just like he said he would.
There, Cagle follows up with a nice right hand, so he's got to keep punching. Maybe nail Foreman on that second and third shot.
I'd suggest that Cagle might want to throw some body shots to slow Foreman down, but it's hard to hit a moving target. Think about how frustrating it is for Cagle. He's making a step up in class tonight, and he's fighting an opponent who isn't stopping his movement at all.
Now Cagle starting to connect, not all clean shots. See a little blood leaking from that cut of the right eye of Yuri Foreman. Cagle's in close right now, got to do something.
And look at that knot on the back of Foreman. The right lower part of his back. Strange, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Yeah, I've noticed it on the films when we watched him, when we've seen him in person.
So you've seen that before?
Yep.
Strange.
Crisp combinations from Yuri Foreman. Look at him control range there. Now he's right, feints a little bit, trying to create, look for those openings, and that's the key. I think he sees punches real well for the most part. As his career has advanced, he's not taking too many unnecessary shots, but the trick now is to start creating those opportunities. He's done a pretty good job, Steve. Cagle undeterred. He is frustrated, though. Can't land cleanly. Should Cagle stay inside when he gets inside, Steve?
Oh, yeah. He should rough Foreman up.
I don't know why he's backing off. Oh, right hand seemed to chill Cagle.
One punch at a time.
That's all you get the judges to work with.
What you gonna do, man?
That's all.
You wanna win this fight, man? You know where you at?
Yeah. One punch and you're down. One punch and you're down. Don't throw the left hook with so much power. It throws you off balance. Calm it down just a smidge. Come back to the right hand.
How many mouthpiece? You gotta get closer and throw combination.
Yuri Foreman in round 3. Beautiful job of establishing not only the rhythm of the fight, but the distance, the pace, everything about it. It's all what he wants when he wants. Look at him landing, moving away. That is so difficult for a young fighter to do. When you land a punch, get out of the way, you score, the judges saw you score, the other guy doesn't score. It's that simple.
Don Turner wants Kevin Cagle to fire more than one shot at a time. Great advice. Steve, just to amplify what you were saying or to hit on it, yeah, the thing I love about Foreman is that, you know, he fights so quick and he's able to take more chances when using that kind of quickness.
He just looks sharp. I called his last fight in New York. I've seen him fight a number of times. He was in with a fighter who didn't offer much last time, and he didn't look anywhere near as good as he does tonight.
He's keeping Cagle on his radar screen continually. He'll shoot the jab, maybe be first, wait till Cagle fires, and be there to counter him every time. Cagle's in close, but now he'll back off again. Oh, a nice right counter as Foreman just caught Cagle lunging and now drills that jab. That one caught on the gloves by Cagle. Nice double hook from Yuri Foreman in black, and a crisp combination once again. He is firing shots, out punching Cagle 2-1 in this fight. Lead right by Cagle, and a very wild left hand.
Cagle's never leading with his jab, Nick, and that's a mistake. He's starting his power shots from too far out. He's landed a couple of right hands this round, but for the most part, he's telegraphing his power shots, not leading with a jab. He's not likely to land doing that.
Just doesn't seem comfortable in there. Now gets rocked, stunned by a right hand from Foreman. Just doesn't seem to be able to find the right spot to be. Cagle getting nothing behind that right hand a couple of times. And now it's Yuri Foreman drilling the jab, and there's a right followed by that left hook. Foreman sticking that lead right to the body, so trying various things, and most of them working. Real intelligent aggression from Yuri Foreman.
It is, and you know what? One of the reasons he's being so aggressive is because he doesn't fear getting counterpunched. There's been very little coming back at him when he leads.
Well, again, Don Turner, you saw him in the corner. He's liked what he's seen from Kevin Cagle. He picked him up only a couple of fights ago. Didn't think much initially, but Tommy Brooks has been with Yuri Foreman. He flew in late. The gut work done by Joe Greer in the corner. But Tommy Brooks likes what he sees with Yuri Foreman. He's been with him his entire career. So some all-stars in each corner in our opening bout here on Showbox.
Keep it clean, both of you, keep it clean.
Four quick rounds in the books. And speaking of... Well, Steve, you called for body shots to maybe take away Foreman's legs. We haven't seen it.
No, we haven't. If anything, the body punching in this fight's been done by Yuri Foreman.
Foreman happy to take the lead as Cagle stands in front without firing again. He just clearly looks frustrated, Steve.
Well, he's getting outfought in every way. And, you know, we talked to him yesterday. Cagle said the key to him winning would be to beat Foreman to the punch. Isn't that ironic? Because he really hasn't beaten him to the punch once all night.
All right, there he just got tagged first. And then Foreman with these, as you call them, cleanup shots, just keeps coming. And Cagle's just an inviting target. Cagle trying to read his man and try to reset and come up with some kind of a plan here because nothing has worked, as you've said. He's short with the jab there. Foreman a jab and then he'll hook off the jab. Steve, 4 quick rounds. How do you have it?
40-36 shutout for Yuri Foreman, 4 rounds to 0.
Can't argue with that one. Nice right hand from Cagle, but he didn't follow up, and Foreman did. So Foreman even countering off, getting hit flush. Johnny Callis warning Foreman to not hit behind the head. Foreman backing up Cagle. It should be the other way if Cagle has any shot here. He's got to disrupt Foreman's rhythm.
And Foreman is never going to be a huge puncher, Nick, but he is definitely punching harder tonight than I've ever seen him.
Boy, I agree. And his volume, his work rate's just been outstanding. Cagle waiting, walking in again without throwing anything. Foreman sticking lead rights in. A little bit of blood around that eye, but the cut is contained and they're above the right eye of Yuri Foreman.
Right now, I'd say Cagle is more dangerous with his head than with his fist.
Foreman turning nicely from defense to offense. Smooth transitions there.
And you know what? Not only is he faster than Cagle, but he's throwing shorter shots. You combine the two, and he's going to be there first every time in exchanges.
Right, we're hit the second half of this fight, and Kevin Cagle in blue is clearly getting outclassed.
Look at Cagle squaring up.
Seems to be losing a lot of confidence that he could do something here. He's still dangerous, of course. Oh, nice right hand from Foreman as we close out the fifth.
All right. Good job, son. Keep your hands up. Relax. Get back. You gotta keep your hands up, bro.
Lean back on the ice.
Listen,
Let me work.
you're doing an excellent job with your jab, but you got to be more confident in it. It will work for you, but you have to go side to side with it, son. You don't go straight in. What he's wanting you to do is get so overconfident that you're going to walk straight in there, and he's throwing, the only thing he has is that shotgun right hand. You don't want to run right into it. I want the left hand up high. I want you going from side to side, feinting this guy out now. He's so battered around right now, he'll fall for anything. Feint him out, go ahead, give him a head feint to the right and the left, then fire your right hand, left hook. Okay?
Come on, you're the
Pivot over to the right. Jab, pivot to the right. Give him a mouthpiece. Let's go.
That was all Joe Greer in the corner. Good advice.
Let's give him his own show, Joe. I mean, he's great, man.
Not too much. Very good. Essentially, stay away from the desperation rights of Cagle and make him miss a little bit more. Frustrate him as we go to the sixth, scheduled for 8. Steve, 3 rounds to go. Cagle got to know. Don Turner's has to tell him you're behind. Talked about his power and aggression. He needs a dramatic turnaround. What can he do?
Well, he's got to keep coming forward, and that's a double-edged sword because by coming forward, he's walking into shots, setting himself up against the quicker guy to be hit. But he certainly has to be aggressive, Nick, and land some power shots. The key is getting into range to do it.
Foreman totally dictating things here.
And you see no knockouts for either guy from round 6 forward. Would suggest we're not going to see a stoppage in this fight.
Right, there's the right hand from Cagle, finally answered with something. Boy, that left hook is wild. His chin again is hanging out.
Yeah,
and Foreman's going to make him pay.
And that time, Cagle landed the left hook and his head in the same punch.
Very little infighting here, and that's by design. Foreman punches and gets out. One of the few clinches we've seen.
It's a great point because you really would negate so much of Yuri Foreman's strengths if you got inside against the guy.
Look what's going on now. Southpaw stands for a moment.
Yep, he's staying there too.
Well, we said he's got to try something different, Steve.
Yeah.
Cagle. Now he's squared up again, as you said. See, Cagle trying to close the distance with that lead left hook and just leaping in a real amateur style. Not to disparage him, but he, again, to use the word, he's getting outgunned, he's getting outclassed. Foreman picking his spots, punching when he wants, resting when he wants, but he keeps applying pressure, throwing, what, 75, 80 punches around.
Oh, yeah. Never stops moving. The guy's making me dizzy. He's amazing. I mean, what kind of shape he's in. And let's give Cagle some credit, too, because he's being outclassed tonight. He's showing a lot of heart. I mean, he's still coming forward, ineffectively, but coming forward. And for a guy who's made a big step up in class tonight, he's showing a lot of heart.
Yeah, he finally connected with that left hook, but Foreman even going to the body with the right hand, and he tried it again and then doubled up the right hand. So body and then right cross upstairs. Very impressive. And there, Foreman doubling again on the right. Gee, Yuri Foreman with all the punches. But unmistakably, Steve, you're right. Foreman's quickness is his best asset. He can be first, he can counter. He's not there to be caught a lot, is he?
No, he's got those quick feet, and that's his biggest asset, really. He gives up some power because of his quick feet, but it works for him. It's working tonight for him anyway.
And we complete 6. And want to remind you that tomorrow night is America's Fight Night. Showtime Championship Boxing brings you a world title twin bill live from Las Vegas. Boy, Castillo, Corrales.
Oh, boy. What a fight.
What a weekend. Showbox the new generation to get things started here on Showtime. Championship Boxing tomorrow from Las Vegas. A doubleheader here. 4 guys who have yet to lose as professionals. But one will go down here, and it'll be Kevin Cagle, unless he could change things in a big way with 2 rounds to go. Cagle eats a jab. Oh, Foreman now like a sparring session. She makes him pay.
Wasn't that a nice move there? Foreman slipping his shot, quickly pivoting off his right foot to counter with a right hand. Very professional move. For a young fighter, Foreman's 24 years old. There are things about him that I've seen tonight that suggest a much more mature fighter. He feints. That sounds so simple, but so few fighters feint today. Another thing he does, when his opponent is in close, he'll push his head down, he'll grab. He doesn't fight his opponent's fight.
Yeah. It really is about creating openings, and that's part of the learning process. It's nice to see them, but to make them happen is another thing, huh?
You know what I'm thinking now, Nick, too? I mean, we've been praising Yuri Foreman the whole fight, and he deserves it. I think he looks great, but is this a style that he just looks real good against?
Well, maybe a style or this caliber of fighter.
Right.
I was going to ask you that. The best performance I've seen out of Yuri Foreman, but is it based on the opponent? I think it's progression from Foreman. I've never seen a better hook from him and putting punches all together here.
The reason I'm not going to criticize Cagle too much, in that first round, Cagle looked pretty damn good.
So what happened?
He lost. I mean, Foreman was just so much quicker that he took Cagle out of his rhythm and took Cagle's confidence away. Cagle was a different fighter in the second and third round than that first round when he fought pretty well. Look at him now. He's confused. He's turning southpaw. He doesn't know what to do.
I think the only thing he's winning is the hair contest, right?
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Cagle has never stopped trying here. He continues to move forward, trying to make something happen. Feints with the right, but there's his face open to be hit. And Yuri Foreman in black just picking his shots. Over the top with that right cross. Cagle basically taking stuff on the gloves, but not finding any offense. And Foreman, his rhythm, totally in groove. He is just locked in, dialed into this fight, and having his way against Kevin Cagle through 7.
Well, you ready to throw a combination?
They trying.
No, you ain't trying. You thought it one time, huh?
Body ain't letting.
Your body ain't letting?
Too tight.
Huh?
Too tight.
You ain't too tight to throw one punch. How come you can't throw 5?
You're staying in too long, son. The idea is to get in, get your job done, and get out of there. Now, when you get in and get your job done, you don't go straight out of there. You drop down and roll out to your right or to your left.
8th round, lean back.
This is the last round, man.
You want nothing left in that tank, baby.
I want you to go out to your jab. I want you to go out there with that jab and whip him to death with this jab, okay?
Come on.
Let's go.
3 minutes.
Steve, we know Foreman doesn't have to change a thing to win this fight, so it's up to Cagle, but you just saw doesn't want to spit the bit out, but he just doesn't have it in him physically.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Did he tell Don Turner
Yes,
he was
too tired
or
Too tired.
Too tired, yeah.
Oh, right hand from Foreman. Cagle doesn't look gassed. He looks more confused. It almost seemed, more of a mental thing. And not having the tools, maybe the experience, of course, to match up, simply getting outclassed.
And maybe he's too small also. This is a guy who was fighting at welterweight last couple of fights. And he says he's going back to welterweight after this fight. He might be more comfortable there.
Good point, because as you said in the behind the numbers, Foreman is not some big puncher, but by all means, his shots are just driving in with authority, like I haven't seen anyway from him. Oh, Cagle with a good right hand there, a little bit of confidence up now. Now he seems to be talking to Foreman, but he's got a punch with 2 minutes to go.
Joe Greer, Foreman's trainer, the only criticism he's had, he likes Foreman to land and step to the side. Don't step straight back. It's a recurring theme in the corner.
Right. And Steve, it is hard to hit a moving target, as you said, but I'm very surprised. I mean, one of the things Turner loved, that Cagle loves to crack to the body. I don't think we've seen 3 body shots from him this entire fight, maybe not one. Oh, nice left hook, a follow-up there. And there is some blood on the chest of Yuri Foreman. It looks more like a welt, actually.
It's like a golf ball in his back. We gotta find out what that is.
Yeah, I actually forgot to ask at the meetings. I had noticed it on film. Boy, Foreman looks like he could go all night. But again, it's because he's controlled the dictated tempo, start to finish. Well, you said he was a mover, and Cagle has not been able to catch him in midair. Less than a minute to go in this battle of unbeaten junior middleweights. Yuri Foreman about to move to 18-0, unless Kevin Cagle can produce a miracle.
And as we've learned many times on Showbox, all undefeated fighters are not the same. Yuri Foreman has one more fight than Cagle going in here. 17-0 to 16-0. Foreman hadn't fought the greatest competition, but had fought better fighters than Cagle. He's just more talented. It's really not even the quality of the competition. He's just a little more talented, a little more technically superior, and much faster.
Yeah, and look at his amateur career on 180 fights, 3-time national champion. And here comes a spirited finish from Cagle. And the crowd into this one, but Cagle whiffing just before the bell and Foreman moving. And that could have been Cagle's best moments of this fight since the first round. And this one is over, and it would clearly, it seemed, belong to the man in black. And you're looking at him now, Yuri Foreman.
Where's the mouthpiece?
You made that hard. It's the best you've looked in a long time. You made it hard. But it still looks better than he has recently. You look good, Tommy, huh? You could have made that a whole lot easier. Well, always something to learn, baby. Yeah. Right, but learn with each one, right? There you go.
Well, how about that? Absolutely amplifies what this, personifies what the show is. Learning process a lot. We talked about it at the time. Who falls back, who moves forward, who breaks through. This is a learning experience for Foreman. At times, it did seem target practice, sparring session type of thing. But boy, he looked razor sharp, Steve.
He didn't.
Oscar Diaz, Canada Hall, thank you for sparring. My conditioning trainer, Kwanzaa.
Yuri, baby, come on!
Yuri Foreman dominated all the way from round 1 to 8. Interesting that his corner wasn't all that impressed with his style, but you know what? He was faster. That was the key. Faster hands, and he punched at his range when he wanted. Look where he is when he punches, and then look, 1 second later, he's outside of Bundridge's range. That's what Yuri Foreman does best. Bing, 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 bing. Again, 6, 7, 8 shot, 9 shots. There he stayed in a little bit too long. That's what his corner wasn't happy with, that when he landed, he waited for the old receipt instead of just moving out of the way. But I thought he fought hardly a perfect fight, but pretty damn close to one.
Absolutely intelligent, really just a very cool, dictated from the opening bell. Just had it his way. And again, I thought in terms of progress, again, in creating those openings, Steve, he really showed me that not only seeing them, he could move Cagle into terrible position and make him pay every time. So, it looks like a whitewash from Foreman, but let's see what Joe Antonacci has on the scorecards as he makes it official for us.
Boxing fans, after 8 rounds of tremendous action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Glenn Feldman sees about 80-72. Judge Steve Weisfeld agrees, seeing the fight 80-72. Steve Epstein also sees about 80-72. All for your winner by unanimous decision from Brooklyn, New York, Yuri Foreman.
Well, how could it be any other way? Pretty obvious, Steve.
Yeah, 80-72, all 3 cards shut out every round for Foreman. That was my card as well. I was very impressed. I'll tell you what, the funny thing is you look at his face with the cuts, the welts, the blotches. He was in a fight, and it didn't seem like Bundridge hit him as often as you would think if you look at Yuri Foreman's face.